What up, Jet Team? Ryan here. I'm going to do a reaction to some comments that have come to my attention that I would like to respond to. So this is a bit of a roast of me, I would say, because some of these comments are kind of ridiculous. But at the end of the day, I'm down, I'm game. And if you want to roast me, please feel free. You might get featured in a video like this. So here we go. Without further ado, let's dive in and let's look at these, I'm sure, what are going to be amazing comments of people just showing me a lot of love. All right. First comment right off the bat. This man looks like Christian Bale. Okay, so that could go a lot of different ways, right? Because if it's Christian Bale that played Dick Cheney, that's pretty good. That's pretty funny. But if it's Christian Bale that played Batman, I'll take it. So thank you. Man, I love your channel, but if you stop doing that annoying blowing sound, I promise you're gonna get 1 million subscribers. So he's talking about the beginning of some of my videos. I'll be like, this is gonna be crazy. But I'm trying to get across the fact that I'm excited, it's wild, we're gonna be breaking down some crazy video. So to Stefano, all I have to say is, thanks, man. All right, next comment from Jay White. This was the best movie I've seen in years. Can't recommend it highly enough. But more importantly, have you ever been contacted to be a stunt double for Christian Bale? Okay, more Christian Bale stuff. Right on. Thanks, man. I'll take that as a compliment. But best movie he's seen in years. He's talking about Top Gun. I couldn't agree more. And the fact that that thing did so well, I think it's just a statement to the world of this is how you make an epic film. You know, take the governor off and just tell an amazing story without an agenda. It's not that hard. BJ Clean honestly looks a lot like Hangman from the new Top Gun. I'll take it, but Hangman, I've heard people describe him as arrogant, as a jerk. But you know what? Sometimes like the Han Solo type characters, they're rough around the edges. They're a little bit edgy. And I was never afraid to kind of try to be that because that's a part of my personality. Like, I don't always just say yes to everything. I try to speak truth to power, and sometimes you're a little rough around the edges when you do that. So thank you very much for that, and I would encourage you to not always just be a yes man, not always be a yes woman. Speak truth to power. It's something that's worked out well for me, and I think Hangman's kind of that kind of dude because in the film you can see he actually calls out Maverick. All right, next up we got Frosty. Man, I can't stop watching your videos. Your charisma and character add such an amazing touch to learning about this stuff. All right, so it's probably coming across like I'm only choosing the good comments, but honestly, there hasn't been too many comments that have roasted me. So I just want to say thanks. That's awesome. And then the next comment directly below that is the one that cracks me up. Very accurate video, but why do you have to ruin the fantasy? It's like, I love how in comments it'll be like this epic comment, and then right below it is like, yeah, but I'm gonna bring you right back down to earth. All right, next up from Plutus, may I ask a question? In sports, they're always the best one. Example, Michael Jordan in basketball, Ricky Carmichael, Tiger Woods in golf. Is there a fighter pilot that is the best of the best? The answer is yes. Actually, there is. At least there's a legend of him. You know, he was back in the day, World War II, Vietnam. His name is Robin Olds. He's essentially like the Michael Jordan of fighter pilots. Super epic dude. So yeah, great question. Hwansu asks, maybe you can make a video on this, but do you think you have completed a mission or could have come close to completing the mission that they do in Top Gun? Actually, we practice that a lot because a lot of that basic type flying where you don't use GPS, it uses skills that you might not have used in a long time. So being able to do that and have that skill ready when you need it, when GPS doesn't work or something like that, is huge. So I practiced this exact type of mission a lot. However, executing it in combat, very unlikely. But yeah, I do think I could have completed it, and I think most fighter pilots out there would be able to because it's doing what we call BSA, which is basic surface attack. That's the basis of this mission, and a lot of fighter pilots practice that. All right, next up we get a comment from Timothy, and he says, there is a difference between the Navy and the Chair Force. All right, here we go. Here's the jokes coming in, and I do like the fact that people use Air Force jokes and they say Chair Force, but my response is the F-22 has a pretty cool chair. That's all I'll say about that. All right, next up from KevDog, BJ Clean, do you think the massive success of Top Gun Maverick, the Air Force will greenlight another Iron Eagle sequel for you guys? Oh, man, I really hope not. Like, so I've written a response to Top Gun that is not Iron Eagle. It's actually an epic story that involves some of the same type of focus on just telling a great story that Top Gun Maverick embraces. And I've actually made a video to that. currently sharing that. I've shared it with the Air Force. I've shared it with other fighter pilots. We've got a Hollywood script writer who is creating the script for it, and our goal is to take it to a production company because we think the Air Force needs something better than Iron Eagle, something that's not cheesy, something that embraces Air Force heritage and some of the epic stories that have taken place. So that's my goal, my friend. Next up from Jonathan, this guy's like Grand Thumb, but with planes. All right, I'll take it, man. Those are big shoes to fill. Grand Thumb's awesome. He does reviews on firearms and just an epic dude, epic channel. So thank you for that. All right, next up from Ada. I didn't watch this whole thing because too many commercials. Like, I get it, all right? I totally get it, Ada, and I apologize for the commercials that YouTube puts on here, but at the end of the day, you watching those commercials helps me do this full time and make more videos for you. So for those of you that'll watch the commercials to get to the content, thank you so much because it allows me to focus on making more videos. As a Thunderbird pilot, read Chair Force Stick Jockey. Okay, you aren't qualified to launch and land F-18s on a moving platform. Navy pilots are just better. You know it. I know it. The whole damn world knows it. Go Navy, beat Chair Force. Okay, great. So here comes all these Chair Force comments. And I think it's really funny because the difference between Navy pilots and Air Force pilots once we get in the air is kind of this interesting thing where the Navy pilots are consistently and constantly thinking about gas to get back to the boat. And it's this thing that kind of takes over a lot of their mind. Like they're focused on that a lot. And that's coming from some Navy pilot friends of mine. For me in the Air Force, I love the fact that I could be up there focused on the mission. You obviously are worried about gas as well, but I interacted with a lot of Navy F-18 pilots in Afghanistan and we kind of trade out, taking over different areas of responsibility. But what I noticed is the F-18s were very focused on gas and getting back to the boat, whereas for us, we didn't have to. So we need both. We need that ability to be like surgical with an F-18, take off on a carrier, do some small mission that's closer to the boat, and then we need the F-15Es, we need the Air Force jets, we need the B-2s, B-1s, F-22s, and all that stuff that can actually have longer legs, longer range, and be more focused on the mission rather than getting back to the boat. But at the end of the day, we need both, and we complement each other. And to your Chair Force comment, Sean, I say, hey man, the A-10's got a pretty cool chair. So there you go, guys. There's my response to some of these comments. If you have comments, you can send them to me on Instagram. You can comment on my videos. Before you go, please dominate that like button for this video and maybe even subscribe if you haven't already. Most of all, thanks so much for being here, and I hope you have a great day.